ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Mark Joe Music. To my subscribers, welcome back. Last year was a huge year in terms of finding an identity and direction for this channel. And prior to July of last year, 2019, I had gone through different names for the channel and drew different designs of my logo before settling in with the one that is currently in use. So upon being able to meet the goal financially to get a digitally designed logo and an actual banner, which you have seen in some of my recent videos, I made a welcome to Mark Joe Music video that was quick and to the point and stated exactly what to expect from this channel. Well, now I want to expand and elaborate in greater detail the mission of Mark Joe Music, which I think will be very beneficial, especially to new subscribers and visitors who happen to stumble upon this channel through one of my videos. So here we go. Much of this video will focus on one part of the logo, the 7-sided polygon known as the Heptagon, which is without a doubt probably the most important component of the Mark Joe Music logo. But before we get into deep detail, I also want to explain about the other pieces that make up this very one-of-a-kind logo. So in the background, we have a stage set in what looks like an opera hall surrounded by marquee lighting that one would see at a vintage theater in a city. Then we have Mark Joe in cursive writing as if to represent a signature or an autograph, while the music triplet is cleverly incorporated as the M in music. The first season officially ended on July 14th of this year with the end theme from Super Mario, The Lost Levels. And I gotta say, that inaugural season was a very experimental season. As I continued to figure out how I want to run this channel, I was also setting the bar for future seasons. How much can I improve from before? Now sadly, season 1 was marred by the coronavirus crisis, which is still ongoing to this day. There was at least 5 songs that were supposed to be collaborations with singers, but as you know, we all had to stay home for a while, and I admit I don't have the software or the necessary technical skills to make a video that resembles those virtual choir videos that have been popping up lately, or collaborations involving split screens and all that. I haven't made the necessary money to splurge on expensive equipment since graduating college 3 years ago. However, I received plenty of benefits from this pandemic, and I've been on money-saving mode since then. So hopefully sooner than later, I can make big upgrades. We're now in close to the end of September and going into October very soon, and I've been hard at work trying to accomplish as much on my list for season 2, just in case things get worse with the pandemic and I can't do any collaborations with anyone. So simply put, this season is going to serve as the bridge to season 3, which I hope will be the end of the pandemic and thus give me big opportunities to showcase Mark Joe Music. And so this video is part of that bridge that hopefully will help you understand more about what I want to accomplish with this channel. So now a little personal background about me. As a kid, my father introduced me to NBA basketball and Super Mario. Obviously 2 things that still are a huge part of me today. My father owned a Famicom, which surprisingly I still have to this day, and he had this cartridge that contained 42 8-bit games, and one of those games was the original Super Mario Brothers. And my dad would play that frequently, and I would watch him try to beat the levels. And that basically planted the seed for my love of Nintendo, and specifically the Mario series. To say that Super Mario is fun is quite an understatement. You know, even the games that people have perceived as lackluster have a degree of creativity, and the worlds are just so colorful and imaginative. Play Super Mario Galaxy and any of the Paper Mario games and you'll see what I mean. So, then we have NBA. And you might be thinking, what does the NBA have to do with the Heptagon? What does Super Mario have to do with the Heptagon at all? So going to the NBA part, well, back in the 90s and in the early 2000s, during the heyday of Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, and the late Kobe Bryant, one channel that everyone tuned in to watch national TV games was NBC. And any 90s kid will definitely relate to John Tesh's Round Ball Rock. Anyway, NBC was the first network that I really got to know very well as a kid, and the iconic peacock logo thanks to the NBA on NBC. And then in 2003, I got into NASCAR. And after Fox would do its portion of the season, NBC would take over. While Fox did a good job of putting the strong Southern undertones in their broadcast, NBC would present it as any other sport on their network in order for people who could care less that it was mainly a Southern sport. Therefore, I preferred NBC's coverage. I still watched NASCAR even during ESPN's days, but when NBC returned 5 years ago, naturally I would get excited. This second run for NBC, to be honest, does not hold a candle to the original, but man, is their production quality top notch. Everything from the graphics and the animations, the scoreboard, and the scoring pylon on the screen, etc. I've lost count at how much I've watched races in my room and thought to myself, wow, do these vibrant colors of my room match the race on TV? So if you take a good look at the Heptagon and the NBC logo, you can definitely see some inspiration for it. Incidentally, Nintendo a few years ago partnered up with Universal Studios, which is owned by Comcast, NBC Universal's parent company, to create Super Nintendo Land. So look to see Super Mario and NBC perhaps making waves in the entertainment industry this decade. So anyway, the last piece of inspiration for the Heptagon, believe it or not, is the Zelda Triforce. Now, for the record, I was not a Zelda fan until about 4 years ago. I never grew up with the series as a kid, and I did ask myself this question many times before. Is it worth getting into the series at this stage of my life? Now, keep in mind, I was 22 at the time, just about to finish college. And basically, I just needed to get my life set and didn't know if Zelda was going to be, should be a top priority. I mean, there are 30 plus years of games, books, and merchandise to discover. But now that college is over, and I finally started getting into a more consistent weekly routine, I'm actually able to have some time to catch up on Zelda and allow myself to embrace the story, the aesthetics, and of course, the music. 2 years ago, I had this wild, ambitious idea in which I wanted to create or pitch an idea to a video game company, a brand new, massive, open universe, yes, you heard me right, open universe, fantasy RPG video game inspired by games like Zelda, The Witcher, Assassin's Creed, etc. And the Heptagon, much like the Triforce, was to be this powerful symbolic artifact that kept the cosmos perfect. And each color would be a crystal gem that connected to the white nucleus in the middle. And incidentally, the colors of the Heptagon paid homage to Super Mario. Red for Mario, green for Luigi or Yoshi, yellow for Wario, purple for Waluigi, orange for Bowser, turquoise for Rosalina, and pink for Princess Peach. I have not abandoned the idea of creating this potential new video game series, but it's a monumental task, and I don't have the proper time nor the proper connections at the moment to invest time into creating a video game. So for now, I've put the video game idea on a metaphorical shelf to hopefully one day return to this idea. And thus, the Heptagon became part of Mark Joe Music soon after. It's a very fitting symbol, especially when it comes to music, and perfectly epitomizes the goal that I have for the long term as far as my music career goes online. The number 7 is known to be a significant number. The number 7 is associated with fairy tales. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs comes to mind. 7 is also a very lucky number, and 7 just happens to be the number of letters in the music alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And as I had mentioned before, the colors of the Heptagon alluded to Super Mario characters. And for those who may not know, Mark Joe Music started off as an expansion channel from my main channel, Game Boy TV. Just search Wii Nintendo Game Boy or click on the link below. From 2011 to 2017, I included piano covers amongst a variety of other videos, mostly gaming, on the Wii Nintendo Game Boy channel. And then 3 years ago, I created this channel after realizing it's better to separate music from gaming because the people who were flocking to Game Boy TV were there for the music and not necessarily the games. But since I still consider Mark Joe Music as a part of Game Boy TV, I wanted to throw a subtle reference to Super Mario with the color arrangement of the Heptagon. However, just like with the number 7, the colors of the Heptagon can have a deeper meaning besides referencing Super Mario. The colors represent the goal of showcasing a broad range of styles so as to bring an audience. One video can feature classical music and the next may be a collaboration with a singer or instrumentalist. One video I might cover Green Day, another will be Kelly Clarkson. One video might be an original from me, and another covering Broadway music. Every color invokes certain images and emotions. And I'm sure there are some of you folks at home that when you listen to a song, you could instantly think of a certain color or a certain image with that particular color. I plan on going deeper into the psychology of colors of the Heptagon in a separate video, in separate videos throughout this season. So yes, that's pretty much about it. You know, it's amazing to think of these many seemingly unrelated interests that somehow blended together nicely to form the Heptagon. And you know, just thinking about how much meanings there are. You know, there's more than one way to look at the Heptagon, and basically it's, you know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And you know, I'm glad to have taken the time out to explain about the logo's, you know, various deep meanings to it. And hopefully whatever questions you may have had about this, at least about this particular portion of the logo, were answered. And if you do have any more questions, you can definitely post a comment on the video below, and I'll do my best to respond and clarify anything that might have confused you in this video. Nothing would make me feel better knowing that, to the best of my ability, that I can provide something for everyone. Especially with the current coronavirus pandemic and a lot of other volatile stuff going on, it's nice to take a break once in a while to escape and immerse yourself in music. So with that, I thank you for tuning in, folks. Hit that subscribe button below to stay up to date with new music from yours truly. Continue to stay vigilant and protect the people who mean dear to you. And remember to keep the beat going. This has been a presentation of Mark Joe Music, a division of Game Boy TV.